So let's see if we want to get that market structure shift here. We've already broken some structure. If we want to create this little 1 minute breaker. All right, lowest down close candle here. Would want to see us close below this one. Look for a retracement move. Keep a stop above that breaker. Try to catch it down to these lows. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. Shorts are starting to look good. But I do want to see that break of structure. Do want to see that break of structure here. And then get that retracement move. Okay, so we got the market structure shift, Now I want to see us trade back into that breaker. I'll use my fib from the low to the high. Those are the standard deviations I'm looking at here. Alright, so now I'm looking for these shorts. I want to see us trade back into this level. Keep a stop above. And if we don't trade into it, I won't take it. So let's see if we want to retrace here. See if we want to give us the market wants to give us an entry. Gonna need to push through this 15-minute imbalance down here. We respected that earlier. So not getting a lot of pullback right now. We are getting new hourly candle. Let's see how that last hour closed. Last hour closed with a long wick up. We're not getting any retracement. And look at that drop. No retracement here for us. Wow, we are dropping very, very aggressively here with no pullback. So, again, got to stick to the plan. I'm not going to chase just because I see this big drop. Not going to get FOMO. Right, we expected the short, but we wanted to see pullback, and the pullback didn't come in, so oh well. So now at this point, yep, that is that silver bullet candle. I really wanted to see us displace and just get one retracement move, test that breaker to get in the short. Just didn't see that. So now let's see if we're going to try to inverse this 15-minute gap. We could look to inverse this 15-minute gap here and head for these equal lows down below. Let's look at our standard deviations. All right, so we've hit 2 standard deviations, almost 3. Taking a lot of sell side here. All right, fair value gap above on the 1 minute. Let's see if we're going to get a drop from here. We're below VWAP. Still a lot of reward to be had if we are going to try to head down and take out our external low all the way down here. So we haven't traded back into that fair value gap yet. All right, so we had the analysis, but we didn't have the entry. And you're not going to see me force an entry. Waited for that displacement, and we just didn't get the retracement. But there's that run on liquidity here, right? We're targeting sell side liquidity. So if we see this continue to have strength, I would expect it to come all the way down to the equal lows. So we haven't even wanted to retrace into this fair value gap here yet. We just keep dropping. We didn't even retrace into that one. Yes, our standard deviation. First one was right here at 750. This one at 20,014, our second standard deviation. Third we just hit at 20,050. And then our fourth and fifth are down here. We can even look at our sixth and our seventh. We can look at 6, 7.5, 6.5. 6.5 lines up directly with that equal low. So again, we keep dropping. We're not really showing any retracement yet. So just waiting to see if we're going to get pull back into this fair value gap. Now we have this big old range here though, so we might see us retrace a little bit further, but I do like that we're way below VWAP. So I do want to see what we do once we trade into that fair value gap. A lot of gaps down here. We still are in that big 15-minute. So let's see what we do here when we trade back into it. If we trade back into it. If we can get another bounce off VWAP and try to catch this one all the way down to those lows. Still 200, almost 250 ticks away from those equal lows. So just waiting here. Waiting to see if we're going to get that retracement move. We are starting to stall a little bit here. But still not getting the pullback that I want to see. So yeah, guys, the reason I didn't get in is because I was waiting for this candle, right? This was that displacement candle right there. So once we saw that, now I was waiting for us to just pull back a little bit, just pull back and touch that breaker, get an entry, show that we're really going to drop, and we just wanted to drop, so didn't get the chance to get in. And I'm not going to have FOMO because I know what my plan is. I'm not going to change it just to try to catch a move. Okay, so now we're touching that fair value gap. We did form a swing low. So now we have swing high, swing low to swing high. Let's see if we want to trade up a little bit further. Let's see what kind of reaction we're going to get. Again, we are still in that 15-minute bullish fair value gap, so we got to be careful with that. Starting to see a lot of movement back up. Strong push back up here. Just touched back into a premium, just barely touched into a premium of that range. Let's see if we're going to get an entry opportunity here if we're going to start to react back down. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking, right? We still have that a lot of time with this 15-minute, and seeing that long wick to the downside doesn't make me want to jump back into the shorts or jump into the shorts just yet. We do have the 5-minute bearish breaker here. Let's look at this bearish breaker. High, low, higher, high, displacement in the low, and now we're trading into that breaker right here. I do like that. I do like that breaker a lot. Let's see if we start getting a nice reaction off of it. I will look to short off of this. I'm going to try out the shorts here, guys. I'm going to go half a lot. I'm going to go half a lot in the shorts off that breaker. Keep a stop at 50 ticks above 20,031.75. I'll put my stop up here. So just half a lot. Again, we want to see us start to disrespect this 1-minute bullish fair value gap here. And if we respect that 1-minute bullish gap and we start to push above VWAP, I'll probably just get out of my position. Okay, like I don't want to see us reacting off that 1-minute bullish gap. I really want to see us push down through that, bounce off the 5-minute breaker, start to head down. So I will cut my loss early if we don't see that. Right, if we continue to push up, I'll just cut my loss here. I'm gonna hold it for now. I still like that 5-minute bearish breaker, but I don't want to see us close above VWAP. So we did close above VWAP on the 1-minute there. Let's look at how that 5-minute candle closed. So now we do have a unicorn. We do have order block fair value gap above, so I will give it a chance to trade up into it again, and just half a lot, so I'm okay with risking it to see if we're going to trade up into that. All right, so still holding it, still holding this position right now. Still liking it. And give it a shot here. So a unicorn is a fair value gap overlapping a breaker block like this. 5-minute fair value gap overlapping this 5-minute bearish breaker. It's a unicorn, one of my favorite entry models there is. A lot of confluence. Yes, thank you, Kia Trades. All right, so we're starting to look good. Might want to add into a full here, honestly. I'm going to add into a full here, guys. So now I'm in a full. I need to adjust my stop loss. I need to add that into a full. Again, we need to push through VWAP, and we need to really push through that 1-minute imbalance, but I like how low ES is still staying. I like that we keep bouncing off that breaker. So I'll move my stop down just a tad. I'll keep it at 50 ticks. And then we can take that first TP. Good first TP would be this low around 95 ticks. All right, so that's where I would set a limit order for half my position. But again, I'm still going to monitor this trade very closely. If we can't push through and we continue to bounce off this 1 minute, I don't know how long I'm going to want to hold it. I really want to see us start to drop down from here, and if we can't do that, I might want to just scale out of my position. And that's a good drop right there. Let's see if we can go hit that first TP. Again, you can always take a 1-to-1. You don't have to hold all the way down like me. Oops. You don't have to hold all the way down for like 95 ticks for first TP. We hit 38. You could always take a 1-to-1, 50 ticks. Right, you don't have to hold to almost a 2-to-1 or a 1-to-2. But ultimately, the target would be these lows down here. So we're looking for a big reward here. Around 260 ticks. So I like that we displaced that 1 minute there. Showing a lot of strength to the downside here. That's what I want to see. It's exactly what I wanted to see. See if we can get that continuation. Don't want to see us go up. Want to see us just drop very aggressively here. Nice 5-minute breaker block. Bouncing off the breaker. Can we get that continuation down? 1 minute fair value gap created here. Need to see us bounce off this 1 minute. Really want to see us bounce off this 1 minute. Don't want to see us push right through it. So back to around break even here. Right back to VWAP we go. Not seeing the follow through I wanted to see. Don't like the long wick on the 5. Still respecting that 2-minute imbalance. Still like the setup overall. Just want to see some continuation to the downside. And we're really just fighting. We're still respecting that 15-minute bullish imbalance. You can see that long wick on the 15. Still respecting it. But I do like that displacement candle we got on the 15-minute. Displacing our previous low. It's just this bullish fair value gap here on the 15 that's making me not... that's the only thing that's keeping me... That and maybe retracing up to that 5-minute bearish imbalance into that unicorn are the only two things that I could see us... That I could see making this trade not work out. Hey, so what's up, man? So we are pushing up. We're still right around break even right now. So I'm still not going to cut my trade yet. I'm still going to hold on to this. Still below VWAP. Just not liking these bullish candles here on the 1 minute. Really wanted to see us go down and inverse that 15-minute. So we'll see what we do here. Coming right back down again. Can we see that drop happen now, or are we just going to kind of chop for a while? Want to see us come take out this low. Prove to me that bearish structure is going to continue. Want to see us make a lower low here. We made a lower high. Now I just want to see us make a lower low. And we're struggling. It's that 15-minute, guys. That 15-minute bullish fair value gap is what is holding us right now. It's really holding us. And we're also just kind of chopping. We're kind of just ranging here. Just want to see us get that drop, displace this low, come down, make some lower lows. Take us down to that ultimate target down below at the equal lows down here is that ultimate target. We've got some equal lows. Here we go. Let's see if we can take out that first TP. Again, you can always take that first TP already if you want to. You can always take that first TP. We've already hit over a 1-to-1. We've hit 55 ticks, more than a 1-to-1 here. Probably going to move my stop loss down, cut some risk. 20,000, 2650 is my new stop. Okay, so now I'm just risking about 35 ticks here. Let's see if we can get that continuation. Hit that first TP. Okay, we're getting close to our first TP here. If we stall a lot down here, I'll probably just end up taking TP and just moving my stop to break even. But I am liking this trade so far. We're showing a lot of bearish momentum. Let's see if we can take out that TP, move our stop to break even, make it a risk-free trade here. We are moving now. We are moving. Might even just look to take TP, guys. Let's see. Let's see. Don't want this one to come back on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sell. I'm just going to sell half my position here. I'm going to get rid of that limit order. I'm going to move my stop to break even. So I'm going to get rid of that one. New stop loss right there. All right, so first TP is taken. Don't want this one to come back on me like we're seeing right now. So I just wanted to secure profit, make it a risk-free trade after seeing that pullback, after seeing that stalling. So wanted to get the win on that one. We're starting to get a little bit more volatile, a little bit more movement. Just seeing us fail to really take out that low is what made me want to just take profit. So I still caught profit around 70 something ticks, so still well above a 1-to-1. I'm not going to let that one come back on me and stop me out. All right, so we're still holding. My ultimate TP would be down at these equal lows, but right now we can see this ranging price action. We're not really seeing that follow through, but still, you know, caught 70 ticks on that first TP, so I'll take it. So I will take that for sure. See if we're going to get stopped at break even here. All right, so now we're stopped at break even. So got the win there. That's why I grabbed profit down here, because we were really not pushing through that level, really ranging. But I do like that we displaced this low and made a lower low. So I still like that, and I'll take that win. But we see we got SMT here down here at the lows. Look at this SMT. Yeah, ES just came down and swept that low. And NQ failed to do it. We were just talking about SMT, and look what happens after we get it. SMT right there. All right, so right after we get SMT, we see price go right back on us. So another reason why I wanted to sell there. So we'll see if we're still going to get that drop. I mean, we're still making lower lows and lower highs, which I do like. But I don't like seeing that SMT and seeing us fail to take out the lows. That's what made me want to sell. Ultimately, I wanted to see if this trade would head down to the equal lows. Would head down to our equal lows all the way down here on the 15-minute. We can look and see. Look at these equal lows down here. That's ultimately where I wanted to see us draw to. But we continue to see us bounce off this 15-minute. Got SMT down low. Just can't seem to get that follow through right now. So, got to take profit when it's there. Got to take our profit when it's there. So let's see if we're going to trade back into that 5-minute. Maybe trade into the unicorn up there, get another reaction back down. I'll take that win right there, guys. Nice little win for us. Nice little win for us there. Let's see what price does back at VWAP, back at that breaker. See if we're going to break structure back to the upside or continue to make our lower highs, lower lows. I really am looking for it on ES mostly. Sometimes I'll look on YM as well, but mainly on ES. All right, so NQ's pushing right back at VWAP now. See if we want to push through VWAP. No, so that would mean that we would expect NQ to now be bullish, right? We would expect NQ to now try to push through the highs. Because ES swept, NQ didn't, NQ showing strength to the upside. Now I would want to see if price is going to come up and try to displace our highs, try to get a break of structure. But we also have, this breaker block up here, so we need to see what kind of reaction we're going to get out of that. Right now it looks like we might just range the rest of the day. Well, when we see ES sweep and then start to really push back up and we see NQ start to push, that would tell me that they're both going to try to push back up. But again, we're just ranging, right? We're just ranging up and down. We're not really getting the best price action here. So yeah, at least we were able to catch a nice little win out of that. Out of that move off the breaker. Didn't see that continuation, so we just took our profit. And so that's what you got to monitor your trades like that. If you're not seeing that follow through, you're not seeing your trade fully play out, just take profit when it's there. You see SMT and you think price might go back up, just take your profit. You can still leave runners like I did, right? I still left some runners to see if we would get that continuation, but also wanted to secure a win on that one. Wanted to secure my profit. So there we go, Jay. Got you. Got you. So now I'm really just waiting to see what price does, if we're going to get any kind of continuation, or if we're just going to continue to range like this. Very choppy here. Very choppy. So right now I'm not really looking to take another trade after seeing how this one played out. After seeing how we really didn't get that continuation. So right now it's all about being patient, guys. It's all about being patient. All right, we weren't able to catch that initial drop, but we're still able to catch some of this drop here. So now I am just waiting. Waiting. LRLR stands for low resistance liquidity run. So yeah, chop, chop, chop. Back and forth. Wait for us to break out of this chop. Wait for us to make a move. Maybe we have a power of 3. Maybe we have a fake out. Trade back into that breaker and see a continuation of the downside. I'm not going to try to force any more trades in the middle of this right now. This one, I liked that setup a lot. Really looked like we're going to get that push down, push through to those equal lows. But when we don't see that continuation, we don't see strength, we see SMT, that's when I want to kind of stay out, wait for some better conditions. So that's what I'll be waiting for right now, guys. Yeah, I've thought about going on there. I'll probably reach out to them or talk to them soon about going on there, doing some trading for them. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, do they? Maybe I'll have to hop on that. So let's see if we can stop chopping. Right, this stuff right here, if you try to get entries in the middle, can be account killer, right? It can be an account killer. Just the up and down chop, no clear direction for us right now. Just closed on our 15 minutes, still inside of that fair value gap, but still closing bearish. Now we have a 15-minute fair value gap above, a 5-minute fair value gap above. So basically, we're just waiting to see if maybe we're gonna get a power of 3. Boom, boom, boom. So just looking at the 5-minute, you can see we traded down to this 5-minute fair value gap down here, bullish one. Wicked right back up. You can see all the chop on the 5-minute time frame. You can look at all these time frames and see all that chop. So no entries in all this. No entries in all this chop. And if we're not offered any more good price action, then we'll just stay out. ES is continuing to make lower highs, some lower lows. Making lower highs. This is that stuff that we've been seeing a lot of the afternoons lately, is a lot of this chop. This is the stuff I want to stay away from. Libster. So we had the accounts looking pretty good. They're both sitting over $1,000. But had some tougher trading days in the afternoons. So took a little bit of losses. So now we're sitting around, let's see, around 700 in profit on them. So yeah, so still a little bit a ways away. All right, but just taking them slow. And like I've been saying, guys, I'm not really worried about these sessions. I'm not really worried as much about just trying to pass accounts. I'm worried about just making sure we're not over leveraging, making sure we're taking the right trades, and just focusing on playing the long game. Typically, no, I don't. I've never really messed around with other futures. I have looked into them a little bit. Like I looked into gold a little bit. I've looked into oil. Haven't really messed around with trading them. The way I see it personally is I stick to one index. I keep it simple. If I see my trades, I take them. If I don't, I stay out completely. I don't want to go, looking for other stuff. I like to just keep it very simple. When you find success with one index, I don't see a reason to go over to other ones personally. But I have heard good things about them. I've heard a lot of people like to trade gold. A lot of people like to trade oil. Okay, so we're trading into that 5-minute breaker again. 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Still haven't touched into that 5-minute fair value gap though. Would like to see maybe a little bit of a power of 3. Maybe we trade up into this breaker a little more, and then get that manipulation move, and then get that distribution move down. So just very slow price action, not the best right now. So I'm just choosing to stay out of it. I would rather stay out of it right now. And just wait for it to get better. Wait for us to break out of this range. The ES looking extremely choppy too. Nice reaction off that 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Thought we might try to go touch into the 5-minute. So we'll see if we get any kind of real move here. Yeah, I mean, we haven't had the best price action in our afternoons. During our second silver bullet hour lately, we haven't had the best. We've had a few good days of price action, but I'd say for the most part, the past few weeks have been pretty bad price action in the afternoons. So still just sitting right in the middle of this range. Can't seem to break out of it. All right, man. Get some sleep. You have a great rest of your day as well. Yeah, so it's like watching paint dry right now. So probably just have to, we might not see anything good until maybe like later in power hour, if that. But if we keep doing this stuff, guys, might just stay out of it. Might just try to stay out of it. Yeah, we are bouncing between those fair value gaps. Bouncing between the fair value gaps right now. 15-minute. Bearish one, bullish one. So with AMD, I would have wanted to see us come up and trade above this whole range and take all of this buy side liquidity. We didn't see us. We saw us take some buy side, but it didn't take all of it. So I don't really trust that. So I mean, we've gotten a win on the day. So I'm not gonna just risk, giving back all the profits from that trade in this type of price action. It's got to be a lot better than this. So honestly, might just call the session here. And again, I'll still come back and look at the charts during power hour and see if there's anything good to call out that we can take on these prop firm accounts. But like yesterday, we don't want to kind of sit around and just wait for this forever. If we're not going to have good price action, we're not going to have good price action. And we'll just have to wait for better price action. So I'm just going to call the session here. We got our win. We don't want to sit in and keep getting tempted, right, to get into trades. No, just stay out. Leave the computer. I'll come back around power hour to look at the charts and kind of see what they're looking like. If there's anything good setups that I'll call out for you. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Great day overall today. A lot of winning today. Gotta love it. Go back to being an employee now. Hey, you gotta keep that consistency. Keep the consistency. Alright, guys. God bless everybody. Have a safe rest of your Thursday. We'll be back in the morning for our last session of the week. Let's keep that momentum going into tomorrow, alright? Alright, guys. See you later. Peace.